goddesses and gods. My name is Ampu Moon, and you're watching The Dark Side of the Moon, where we talk about spirituality, life matters, life hacks, personal development, and tarot. Today we're going to be talking about patience as part of this first episode in this reintroduction into my series. There are a couple of episodes on my Instagram profile for those of you who don't know. I started this series about a couple months ago. You know, I teetered on and I was, going through a lot and also developing my projects and stuff in my other world. Because I'm also a recording artist, producer, engineer, model, photographer, graphic designer. But now I'm kind of getting to the place where I'm like, okay, I want to talk and I want to build a community so that we can work on some mental health issues or just learn some things and bounce ideas back and forth and just have a community of, intellectual thinkers, people who love to heal others, who love to have conversations about, these topics. So again, today we'll be talking about patience. Everybody knows about patience now. Whether you learned it from being in school, your parents, your relationships, patience is such an important factor of life. Because if you don't have it, you'll drive yourself insane. Because it's just, sometimes life is fast paced, but sometimes it's slow as fuck, And developing patience and understanding that things do take time and being able to get through the day and day till you get to whatever goal you're trying to achieve, having that patience installed in yourself, taking a deep breath, doing some meditation so you can be in the moment versus being in the future or being in the past, and developing that patience while doing meditation, it drives your core to be able to get through it, to be able to be patient, taking it, slow the rhythm of your body down, get yourself moving in a flow state versus trying to force things to move and force things to go this direction. And you're just like, damn, I want to wait for you. I want to wait for this. I want to wait for that. I ain't patient. And then that you not being patient, you end up losing whatever the fuck you were waiting for or trying to attain, because you simply just didn't encourage patience in your life. We can go about so many different examples of this. Let's talk about working out, You want to build the muscle, you gotta go in and out daily. You gotta eat good food. You gotta go even when it burns. When your chest burns, your lungs like, oh God, man, I can't go another step, and you almost there, and you gotta keep going. That shit not gonna happen overnight. You just gotta develop that patience. And I know it's super hard to develop patience, especially when, all these different circumstances are going on in your life. Maybe that you need your money now, or you let's say you're in a relationship and like things aren't going the way that they need to go, and you're having complications with another person, and you don't have the patience in your heart to deal with it. But if you were to develop patience, take a little breath, take your time, and move at a pace that is good for your heart and your mind so that you don't drive yourself crazy, you can sit there and watch the relationship develop into a higher, I don't know what the word is, echelon, a higher upper echelon, I don't know, something like that. It's just developing that core patience within yourself is gonna bring about so many different things. It's gonna bring things into fruition that are sitting in your heart, I guess some ways to really develop that patience, like I said earlier, meditation is definitely a good one. Definitely the foods that you eat is important too, because if you're eating a lot of meat isn't really bad. It's really just about how they prepared it, how they manage the animals before they, sold them to people. They kind of treat animals really fucking bad. and then we're eating all that pain and all that frustration and all that dissonance from you know, their brains and their cells and neurons. And so when you're eating that, you getting that reflected onto you. It's coming through your pores, and that is an anxiety attack. And that's the reason why we really have a lot of people with anxiety in today's time. Besides the fact that people are working 9 to 5s, which seems to be working towards nothing. We're not gonna talk about that right now, but yeah, just, you know, a food aspect. If you wake up in the morning, you eat some fruits versus, you know, like a donut or some shit, you'll be able to develop more patience, because your heart will thump at the right pace that it's supposed to thump at. You know, if your heart's like doo 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 doo, you're just like, oh fuck, you're not gonna be able to develop patience, because you're gonna be sitting there like, oh my god, I just can't. I can't think, you know. So dietary is definitely important. Another thing that I noticed of developing patience is being vibrationally aligned to what you want is a good way to develop patience. When you seriously want something, like you're an artist or whatever, and you want to get to winning a Grammy, right? And you put that on your manifestation board, you burn it on the full moon and whatnot. You gotta have patience for that, because that ain't gonna happen overnight. That's not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take some real development. It's gonna take some real perseverance. It's gonna take some getting knocked down and standing back up and continuously walking forward. You know, I'm in that shit now. I know how I feel, and I have to develop the utmost patience for myself and the world, because, you know, when you're an artist, you're developing something new, and if you're not developing something new, you're following someone else's path, which sometimes will shoot you faster, but doesn't always provide you with real core values. But again, that's something else. We're not going to talk about that right now. I'm gonna save that for later videos. But just know that when you have a manifestation for something that you want, you're gonna have to develop that patience. And the best way to do that is by pitting affirmations into your mind and your soul and your body, and downloading them as if you're a computer, and using that, because once that becomes your core, you're no longer worried about how long it takes. You are already it. You are already there. You are simply playing out the story of getting there. Like, this is, like you said, okay, this is what I want. This is the world in which I want to encapsulate. It's over here. I'm right here. I look over there, and I'm like, okay, that's what I want. So now you already done put it in action to what you really want. You type in your GPS and you get in your car, and you're like, okay, you already know it's 21 minutes down the road. Now you just gotta wait. Or you may not even know the time. Time doesn't really matter sometimes. You can have overnight success. You know, you could run into the person that you need to after, you know, maybe 2 years of learning how to make music, find your sound. You know, it could happen in a month. You just start making music, and you start to go out, and you're like, you're really good at this, and some scout just happens to be inside of the, you know, let's say you're performing at a bar, like, you know, that's what intro level performers usually do. Let's say a scout, like, or an A&R is sitting in the audience. He's like, oh wow, I just came down here to get a beer with this girl, but I think I'm gonna sign an artist tonight, or, you know, get them under some personal development so they can learn the ropes of the industry, blase, you know. But that person that he done added onto his list, the A&R done added onto his list, she was set a core up inside of themselves of, this is what I want, this is what I'm setting myself out for, and this is what I'm gonna get. And they were patient. They took, that's not saying that you're not gonna have impatient thoughts, but when you do have impatient thoughts, you remind yourself that you are already on the path. You already have it. It's already there. It's already yours. You know, you never say that it's not yours. You say that it's not yours, and then you're becoming the impatient person. You're becoming the one who pushes it away. You know, you want to vibrationally align to that. You gotta put yourself on that train, you know, and put yourself on a GPS to get there, you know. yeah, so that's some things about patience. I'm gonna run some tarot today, since it's the first video. I'm gonna try to do it for every video, and there might be some separate videos where I just do tarot, just depending on the energy for that week. Sometimes I feel like, I know that we're all connected. I know that we're all like all together, unionized, so we be going through the same shit. It just be, you know, whatever our story is, that's what we be going through. We might be learning a lesson of the feminine energy. Everybody's learning about feminine energy right now because we're healing the feminine energy that's present. So that might show up in your life as one way, it might show up in my life as one way, but either way we're going through it. And a little bit of wisdom I can give to the world and get it, you know, get it to people who may need it, you know. That's it. So a little background on me doing tarot. I've been doing tarot for about a year now. I've known about it pretty much my whole life, but I grew up with a Christian mother. She knew a lot about this stuff too, but she wasn't really fully accepting of like the fact that it was actually our shit, like it was our culture, you know. It's not like a bad thing. It's still connecting with God, source, you know, creation energy. It's just all the same, you know. But yeah, I've been using tarot for myself mainly. I didn't really want to start doing with other people until, you know, I was really ready to be like, okay, like I'm tapped into myself, I'm tapped in, I got a lot of limitations out the way, and I got a lot of trauma out the way. So now I'm like reattaching myself to source and being able to hear messages clearly and be able to tell when things are going on. Blase. It's still growing, but you know, you get the point. Anyways, ancestors, angels, spirit guides, Holy Spirit, I ask that you come in this place and create a channel for higher guidance. I ask that you get a message that is clear, concise, and present. They launching cards out. They said, we're not playing no games. No games today. I'm so happy to be doing this finally. It's been on my bucket list. Like, create your YouTube, man. Do that shit. And go ahead and start speaking up. I can be a really silent dude sometimes, but I really like to talk and to get to the core of life and just see what people's minds are at. We got the Six of Pentacles. I'm pulling 3 cards, by the way. We're gonna go in the alignment of wealth, success, and love. So this first card is wealth, Six of Pentacles, and we're gonna be focused on the energy of success. All right, so my device ran out of space. Again, we're doing 3 cards. One is for wealth, success, and one for love. The second card that we have that I pulled is the Queen of Pentacles, and that is for success. Yeah, that's for success. And the card before is a Six of Pentacles, which is for wealth. And now we're gonna pull one for love. Gotta love that love. Whether that's love for self, love for others, or love for family. Whichever way it goes. We got a card to fill out. Alright, so we got 2 of Cups upside down for love. I feel as though right now, why does it get so dark? I feel as though right now there's a lot of separation going on, but it ain't for everybody. It's not like, there are like 2 sides to it. So some people are moving on completely. They gotta separate completely because it was toxic, you know, toxic energies. Some of them are both kind of toxic, you know. There's a separation on the other end, but the other end is they're gonna get back together in the future. You know, it's a time of really self-development. It's a lot of Leo energy going on, so it's really just about self and what can I do to show up better for myself and for others. Like, I want to have my cup filled up so that I can actually pour into other people's cup. So what can I do to change how I show up in life? And that's for the Two of Cups. So when we get there and we read about it, just know that for some people, you're gonna separate, and you'll know if you're not supposed to be with that person or not. You know what I mean? But for half of y'all, it's gonna be, it's a temporary separation so that y'all can reconnect with a healthier approach, with a more stable foundation. What's the energy that is present again? Okay, so we're starting off with the Six of Pentacles, which is for the wealth, the money, finances. I'm going to read that out to you. All right, so you have giving and receiving, flow, and prosperity as the key words. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about those key words because those are powerful as fuck, and they have a lot of synchronistic value to me. I've been working on my feminine energy and allowing things to come to me versus chasing continuously with the masculine, and I've noticed a complete change to my life. It's a lot less stressful. I don't have to worry so much. I don't have to do so much, and I can just breathe and allow it to come to me. The way that you really do that, though, is by letting go of past values, past trauma, healing inner child wounds, and just pushing forward. So the giving and receiving is the yin and yang, masculine and feminine. So it's like you have to give, and whatever you give out to the world is what you will receive. The energy that you put out is what you receive, which also goes hand in hand with the Two of Cups at the end, which is the love card about lovers, and just recognizing how the 50% of y'all who are separated are learning how to give and receive at a higher standard. And if you don't make it to that higher standard by working on yourself, then the situation, you're gonna be in the other 50% where you're just gonna separate and not get back together. If you really want that relationship, you know what I mean? So you just gotta really work on yourself. Just in this Leo period, it's like about a month span of time. Sometimes it takes about 6 to 9 months for like development in that area, but you still won't be without that person. Like, that person will still be there energetically, just not at the level and stature that you want it to be. So this next word is flow. So for things to flow, you have to go with the flow. There's ups and there's downs. That's the duality. That's the give and receive. If you ever look at a yin and a yang symbol, you'll see that I actually got one right here. I painted it. Oh, shit. Making a mess. Alright. This shit's really dark. Okay, there we go. Lighten up a little bit. Yeah. They like, he black. You can't see him. Anyways, so yeah. You got the yin, and you got the yang. Not sure which one is which. Correct me if I'm wrong. But as you can see, it's a little curvature, right? So I like to look at that as an up and a down. And even on this side, it's down and it is up. So that's the flow. You have ups and downs in life, and you have to ride the flow. You have to breathe in and breathe out, but you have to do it at the right times so that you can flow and have that patience, the patience that we talked about earlier. You gotta really develop that flowing sensation within yourself. Men, you have to heal your feminine energy. Women, you also have to heal your feminine energy because in this patriarchal world, we got pushed into the masculine way too much. Women had to really take care of their families because the men were incarcerated, specifically African American families. So it's a lot of feminine healing energy that's going on right now. It's not even need to be. It is, well, it definitely needs to be. But you get what I'm saying. It's going on, it's flowing, it's there, it's present, and you have to flow, you have to give and receive and allow yourself to let go of past thoughts about how, you run things. You be too much in your masculine as a woman and you're not able to receive because you already give or going or being hard when you really just need to be delicate like a flower, and embody that energy that is you. If I'm a man, I have to be in my masculine. but I also have to adhere to my feminine as well. That's not saying that as a woman you're not gonna do your masculine at all, because then you'd be lackluster, you're not gonna flow, you know. But it's a lot of feminine energy that needs to be healed because it's been neglected so much. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and read the Six of Pentacles. Giving and receiving are in divine balance. Oh, before we read, the last word here is prosperity. You reach abundance when you're able to go with the flow. When you're able to go with the flow, you mastered your God energy, your goddess energy. You know, it's in you, and you receive and you go do, you know. So you do and you receive as you're doing twice as much, because you're in that flow, that masculine, the feminine. You got that balance going on. So look at this shit. Giving and receiving are in divine balance, creating a harmonious flow. Generosity fills your soul. As you realize sharing your wealth with others is much more fulfilling than keeping it for yourself. You may feel inclined to donate it to charity, give back to your community, or loan money to a loved one, trusting that you have more than enough to give. Investing in another person or organization is also investing in your beliefs and the future that you want to live in. Giving doesn't just pertain to money though. You could also give your talents and time, which are equally appreciated. On the other end of the spectrum, you may be the one receiving financial support or another's gifts. It's all connected, and good karma is coming back to you. Embrace the prosperity flowing in your life with grace and ease. So again, the cards go as follows: finances, success, and love. And baby, we in pocket. We in pocket for all these messages right now. We all here. We all there. So, like I said, it doesn't always have to pertain to money. It's an energy inside of you. Energy can be financial assets. Energy can be, you know, the amount of love that you give out to people. Energy can be the amount of stuff that you attract towards you. You can attract like a really bad lifestyle because the energy inside of you is rampant, and you just need to sit down and go woosah and figure out what's going on in your head, what traumas you got going on, and heal yourself, because that's a direct reflection of what you embody in your real life and your physical aspect of your life, you know. If you got if you were treated shitty as a kid and you never did shit about it, best believe that shows up in your life. It may show up as disease, you know, because it's dis-ease. You're not at ease. You gotta put yourself in a flow state so that you can heal and balance yourself back into harmony, so that you can be at ease and you don't have diseases, you know. And again, that goes with what you eat as well. So it's not just about your mental. Mental plays a big part in it all though, but you know, another story, another talk. So we're gonna move on to success, which is the Queen of Pentacles card here. Yeah, so you know, we finna be mad successful. You ain't gotta worry about it. If you're going through some shit right now, the rest of the year, you finna be flying, bro. It's all lessons, it's all there for you. So we got the Queen of Pentacles. The key words here are Earth Mother, Earth Mother, nourishment, and I don't know this word. It's hearth. I don't know. It's like health and earth or something. I've never known what that word is meant, but I'm gonna stick with Earth Mother and nourishment. So, success, man. How do you become successful? What does success look like to you? Because that's all dependent on that. But you know, most successful people in this world who've gone to do major things, they understood that they had to change their lifestyle around. So they had to nourish themselves in a certain particular way for them to be able to do the things that they do. Whether that's changing their diet, waking up a little bit earlier, you know, getting out negative energy from like family members, friends, and getting some new friends who do things that are like, you know, up there where you want to be at. You know, Earth Mother, that goes hand in hand. You know, she's the nourisher. She's our planet. You know, she's here to nourish us, and we simply have to allow her in because she is us. She's all connected to us. We're here on this planet. We're here in her vortex, you know. So yeah, I'm going to read it out. There is nothing in this world like a mother's love. The Queen of Pentacles represents the ultimate Earth Mother, nourishing you with love, comfort, and support. She keeps a balance between her home and work life, creating cozy and warm environments for her loved ones. People feel safe and at home in her presence, trusting her generosity and spirit. She is practical and resourceful in her dealings, knowing how to make a little go a long way. The Queen of Pentacles asks you to invest in yourself to create ultimate freedom on a financial and spiritual level. The more you have, the more you are able to share and give to others. Root yourself in your desires for independence and financial security with a grounded and down-to-earth attitude. Allow abundance to flow naturally. See, that's what I be talking about, dog. It is all in the cards. It's all there. It's everywhere. God is everywhere. God is present. He's hyper. She is hyper present. Like they're there. You are there. You are here. You are experiencing this moment. You are here. It's all gonna flow. You all have to let it flow. And when you let it flow, balancing that masculine, that feminine energy, abundance, love, peace, serenity, understanding, they'll all become what you need right now. And in doing so, you heal yourself, you heal the people around you. You heal the people around you, you heal the fucking planet, yo. And you know how much the planet needed. The planet going through hell. Well, it's always been going through hell. It's not hell and heaven aspect, really, is death and rebirth. But this time particularly, it's like, all right, something else is going on, And 2020 vision, we can see it all now. So now we gotta undo it all. We gotta heal. We gotta really push ourselves to a new world. They're talking about new world order. I mean, besides that shit, we talking about real health. We talking about back to the basics. We talking about metaphysics. We talking about going mentally, shooting off. We talking about getting rid of diseases. This whole market and shit. Like, I don't want to talk too much about it because they be trying to block people. But you know what I'm saying? We just trying to move forward. We trying to get to a new place. And the way to do that is to flow, come back to the core values. The alchemical responses to life. So yeah, that was the success card. Success, to really get to success, you have to build a successful world. You have to build a successful diet. When you do those things, you're gonna push yourself into success. There's no way that you can fail when you start looking at, okay, how is this person successful? What did they do to get to this place that they got to? I was learning about Kobe Bryant the other day. Man's woke up at 4 a.m. every day to go play basketball. Every day. When he was in high school. It was like before high school. I think it was middle school when he started that. You know how much discipline you gotta have to really do that in middle school? I was not worried about waking up at no damn 3, 4 a.m. in the morning in middle school. I just started doing that shit now. I'm 23, okay? That's discipline right there. That's like success building. That's how you build success. You look at what you do on a daily. You always on your phone, you're not gonna be as successful as you would be as if you spend your time off your phone doing other stuff that you wanna do and what you wanna be successful at. Being on Instagram, looking at people's stories and looking at all this shit that is distractions. You trying to be successful? Move the distractions out the way. You trying to be successful? Move the bad food out the way. You trying to build some muscle? Move the bad food out the way. For real though. You know what I'm saying? That shit not gonna help you get to the place where you need to be at all. I'm telling you that now. Alright, so we coming to the last card. It's the love card. Again, like I said, 50% of y'all are gonna be separated for good, for the good of y'all's hearts. And 50% of y'all are separated temporarily because y'all are twin flames, y'all are in union, y'all are building, but y'all have to build with a better foundation. If you're not going through separation, then this message isn't for you. We all going through different parts. This separation could be you separating your masculine and feminine temporarily so that you can look at the different aspects and then put them back together and then they both flow together synchronistically. not synchronistically, but just health wise, just like in pocket where it need to be. So we're gonna go ahead and read that out. We got Two of Cups. It's breakup, clash, and disconnected. So again, like I said, breakup, we already talked about that. 50% of y'all this, 50% of y'all that. And clash, there obviously has to be a clash somewhere for y'all to break up, you know what I mean? And then there's disconnected, which gives the whole thing I talked about last, which is if you're not going through a breakup, then you kind of have like a disconnect within yourself so that you can heal it. And then once you heal it, you can flow better. So I'm going to go ahead and read it out to you. Unable to hash out conflicts. You are struggling to uphold your relationships right now. You and your partner are having trouble seeing eye to eye, and it is causing a rift between you two, creating an awkward and a constrained energy. Instead of blaming the other person, look into whether you have unresolved patterns from the past that are replaying in this current scenario. Regardless, whether it's you or the other person, there is a lack of emotional connection and trust. This uneven footing could be the end of a partnership, where you two may take separate paths and go on your own way. Not all relationships are meant to last forever and have a place and time in your life. Instead of feeling bitter, appreciate what the relationship gave you and how you grew from this experience. Now again, I'm not trying to be like this guy I watch on YouTube. I'm not trying to be like a dark lala or something like that. I ain't trying to be like, damn, oh man, I want to hear that damn message. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be like that. But it's just to be clear, the majority of us are going through a separation in order to build ourselves up, and it is temporary. It's only temporary. The majority. Now, some of them toxic, super toxic. Both of the partners aren't willing to hear each other out. Both of the partners aren't working towards trying to fix the problem in the relationship. Both of the partners aren't trying to fix themselves. Both of the partners aren't working towards a common goal, and then that shit gets shut off. It gets shut off. But for those of you who are working towards a common goal, you both love each other dearly. You just had some inner child wounds that you had to heal, and you're actively healing them and not just letting them sit. You're good. It's just a temporary moment when you have to practice patience. Again, patience, and learn how to flow. Once you learn how to flow, everything will go. It's straight like that. Simple. So keep your head up, rise to the occasion, rise to who you are, figure out who you are, use this big Leo energy, become who you are, chase after your dreams, and everything will fall into place. What is for you will always be for you, 100%, 100%. All right, so that pretty much wraps it up in terms of this tarot reading tonight. I appreciate y'all coming and watching my video, first episode. I know that I just started this YouTube, so I probably have like 0 subscribers. So if you can hit that subscribe button and hit a like button so I can start making that momentum happen and start getting my videos to people who really need them, because it all depends on the likes and resharing and the subscription. That helps me out, it helps me help other people out, And if we can get that momentum moving fast, we can help heal this world at a faster pace. You know what I mean? We can bounce ideas off each other, we can have conversations, we can build this community up. I reside in Atlanta. For those of you who are in Atlanta, ATL, you know what I'm saying? Me and Atlanta have like a love-hate relationship sometimes. It just be like a lot going on. And I'd be like, I've lived there my whole life, so I've kind of learned how to go with the super energetic flow of things, but it's just like super aggressive. But besides the point, again, my name is Ampu Moon. If you can hit that like and subscribe, share it to other people, that would be great. I also have a GoFundMe started for a business that I'm building. I'm building a little studio, probably in Atlanta or Cali, depending on where I really want to go. But right now I'm kind of just building the funds, building the knowledge. It's a $20K GoFundMe, so if you could donate even $1, I would be so happy. I would appreciate it, and it'll be much abundance for you, because give and receive, you know. Give that knowledge, get that abundance back. I get that abundance, get that abundance back. It's just a whole little flow. We're all working together. It's all community. Yes. Thank you again for watching the video, and I will have more posted in about a week, so probably gonna do 2 to 3 videos just starting off, just to get that momentum going, so y'all can know who I am, know what I'm about, you know, get in there. Yeah. All right, peace, beloved. Y'all have a good night.